Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Forward Line. I am back this week with a book review. I haven't done one of these for quite a while and I've got a really fantastic book to talk to you about. I'm really excited about it. So I got an email from the publishers, Lawrence King, who have published books like The Sewing Bee, lots of other craft books, and I get them from time to time emails about new books, and this one looked really interesting, so I got sent this one for free. I don't have any sort of, I don't know what the word is, I don't have to talk about it, but it is so fantastic I wanted to share it with you. So the book is called Draping, the Complete Course. It's written by Karolyn Kissel, who is a US based, LA based I think she is, fashion designer. She is also taught pattern cutting and fashion design and costume for the last 20 years, so she's a really experienced teacher. This book, I honestly think, has got everything that I learnt for my fashion degree in it. It is, if you are interested in pattern cutting and learning about how to do it, I actually just wouldn't bother buying anything else. This is so good. I can't believe how good it is. So I'm going to talk to you about it, show you inside so you get an idea of what you'd get. I'm going to say the book is an investment. It's £50, which I hadn't realised when I said I'd like a copy. So it's quite a big investment, but there is so much stuff in it, it's unbelievable. Right, I'm just going to talk to you through how the book's structured and what you get. So there are 3 parts to the book. The first part has the foundation of draping, draping skills for a classic fit, and dresses. So the foundation of draping starts with you creating blocks for yourself, how to do that, draping on the stand. This was how I was taught to pattern cut. It is really nice way of working. So each section within this, so the foundation of draping, you get the history, woven garments and grain lines, draping preparation, analysing grain lines. It's really detailed and it's so well done and written really nicely as well. It's factual but not too much fact, because I sometimes find with things like pattern cutting and draping books, of course you need a good level of detail, but it's when it's almost hard to kind of comprehend. So that's the first section. The second section is skirts, blouses, pants and knit, and the third section is coats and jackets, bias cutting, and a kind of evening wear. And it's hefty. I mean, it feels like, it's really weighty. You get a lot in it. So starting off, I've actually just marked stuff because otherwise there's so much in here I'm gonna get lost. So starting off with the classic, this is the first section, the most kind of simple section, is creating a bodice with a classic dart, like side dart. So the book is laid out like this. So you get, on the first page, you get what you're going to make, how you lay out your fabric, and then you get step-by-step instructions of how to do this properly. The thing about this that takes it apart from everything else is they have got these little, I'm going to bring them in, can you see right here, a QR code. So for anyone who hasn't come across this, this is a code where you, on your phone, you open up your camera. If you hold your camera over that code, it pops up with a website and it takes you to a video that goes along with this section of the book. And this happens throughout the book. So every couple of pages, actually most pages, there is a video that goes alongside each of these pattern cutting techniques. And for anyone who I find personally visually learning is a lot easier, you can use these alongside this book as a reference. I watched a load of the videos as well. They're really clear and well done. I just think it's the perfect sort of combo. It's really amazing. So once you've learned to do that, it shows you then moving on from making a classic dart like that. So then you can develop a classic this sort of dart where you get the waist dart and the bust dart. It then takes you through this section, and I mean, they're really well done. If you look at this, it's just beautifully done. I think this is quite hard to see, but each section, it takes you through each step. They're written in bullet points, which I really like that they're bullet pointed. It makes it easier to understand. And it walks you through each step of it, and you get all these sort of extra bits, and it's just, I mean, it's just so fantastic. And then you move through, if you've now done a French dart bodice, which is where the dart comes up from the waistline. Again, you have step by step on how to do that, and also there are videos that go alongside this as well. So it is like the complete guide. You don't actually need anything else. I actually think you could probably teach yourself pattern cutting from scratch with this book, because it is so detailed and so well done, especially if you've made clothes before and you know about, you've made a few garments, so you understand construction. It's going to be much easier. You've sewn a dart, you know how it should look, but actually pattern cutting it using this, I think, would be really easy. I actually wish I'd had this when I was at university, because I think it would have made my life a lot easier. So once you've moved on from kind of all the basics, there are skirts which have got, you start with a very basic pencil skirt, and then you move on to adding volume in different ways, and it shows you how to do that in each section in a really nice clear manner, and then shows you how to do each part of that. It's just, I can't get over how good it is. There are even things then, once you've learned how to do skirts, adding like a flounce to a dress or a skirt, which is really useful, especially at the moment because we're all well into our ruffles, and this is showing you how to pattern cut and add it in properly, which I'm sure a lot of us would really enjoy doing. So it is just, yeah, I can't get over how good it is. I'm just really enjoying it. I sat down with it yesterday afternoon, and I hadn't realised that basically an hour and a half had gone, and I'd only just sort of scratched the surface. So then once you've done that, you move on to blouses. Again, these start with loads of different variations of blouses. There's everything from this sort of classic Victorian blouse, high necked, with lots of kind of seam lines in, and then it moves on to ones where you add a kind of huge sleeve, and it shows you how to pop in this sleeve and how to pattern cut it. And the sleeve is actually really good in terms of, yeah, it shows you how to get the volume in it, how on draping it on the stand, and then actually pattern cutting it properly so that you've got it for next time. Yeah, it's really amazing. Even down to the way that you pin your you pin the fabric, how you press the fabric, that is all covered in the book. Then once you've got kind of, we're moving on now, we're all pros, there's then coats, bias cut, and the grand gown, which is sort of evening wear. I really like these pictures at the beginning of each section that have the sort of toile half cut, because when you traditionally pattern cut, you actually we used to pattern cut half of the garment, so that because when you're making something and toiling it, you do it so many times and it wastes so much fabric that you end up usually just making the one half and then you mirror it to the other side. Yeah, so it shows you, again, you get a kind of really lovely bit about all the history of coats, which is they're really interesting and really nice sort of to start you off and understanding about different styles and how the shoulder should sit properly. There's a Chanel style jacket, which is great. Who doesn't need one of those in their lives? And this also is such a good classic shape that you can then build off loads of other things. And then it goes into more, let's move on a little bit. Then it moves into a tuxedo jacket with a leg of mutton arm, which was when I was at university, this was our favourite type of sleeve, the leg of mutton. So this is a really extended sleeve. You can see it's enormous. Actually quite easy to pattern cut, easier than you think, but yeah, it shows you how to do all of that. Then you move on to a raglan jacket, so it shows you how to properly cut a proper raglan sleeve, which is amazing to learn how to do, and really important, especially for outerwear, because a lot of things are cut with a raglan sleeve. Then you're on to your classic trench coat, which is beautiful. So you can see like how detailed this is and how much information you get. Then it moves on to, oh, there's lots of different types of coat. There's a cocoon coat as well, which is beautiful. Yeah, so you get so many different projects and it's amazing. So then you move on to evening wear, because I thought this would be fun to show you some of these. So they're talking about, they start with a bias cut, so how to drape something very simple like a bias cut camisole, and then it moves on to more complicated things, and kind of learning about draping on the stand for evening wear, which is really fun to do if you haven't ever done it before. So this is the first kind of dress. It's called Dinner at 8 dress. And if I bring that in, I'm hoping you can see the line drawing there. And then you get each step, which is really fantastic. So you can see it fully draped on the stand and really understand how to actually make that yourself. So it is just wonderful. And the thing I love about it is that each bit of it, they're especially less so as you get further on, I will say, the QR codes, there's less of them. But the first part, where you need it the most, especially if you're learning, there are videos to go alongside each step. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I haven't had a book like this for a long time where that is just so useful and helpful. And yeah, if you are thinking that you want to learn a bit more about pattern cutting, I would really recommend this. I think it is perfect. It does say on the front it's got 40 video tutorials, so that is quite a lot to keep you going. And it weighs an absolute ton, if I haven't said that before. In terms of stuff like, I should say paper, so I know you guys are as into it as me. So the cover of it is a sort of sheen, it would be, if it was a paint type, it would be like a satin wood, so it's got very slight sheen to it. And the layout, the writing is quite nice and big. The images are really good size. It's very cleanly laid out. And because it's you're actually learning proper techniques, it feels like, it's really clear laid out. Each step is very clear to move along to. I read it and found it very easy to navigate. And then you've also got the sort of bit at the front with all the contents as well, so that you can then go and find the exact page that you want to find things on. But yeah, I mean, I honestly don't think you need anything else apart from this, so I just thought it was too good not to share. Because I'm filming this, if any of the images are a bit blurry, I'm going to also I'll pop a link to a blog post where you can go and see some pictures of the inside of the book as well, some stills, because I think that might be easier for you guys. So there'll be a link down below to go to the blog post, and I will also pop a link if you wanted to buy it down below as well, so that you can find it. But yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I hope you guys will enjoy it too if you fancy it. I mean, I think it's probably like a birthday present or a Christmas present territory. But we've all been spending a lot of time at home, not spending money on going out and about, so maybe if you felt like treating yourself, this would definitely be one. And I really recommend it, having gone to fashion school and been trained in pattern cutting. This was exactly the way that we were taught, so I think it's fantastic. Right, have the most fantastic weekend, and we will see you very soon. Bye!